Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. This is Career Mode. It's episode 67. So, after a surprise performance in the time trial for this race, we're at the Vuelta San Juan International. It is a sponsor objective, and we're seeking a top 5. Gin managed to put in an excellent performance in said time trial, and finds himself in 6th place, just fractions of seconds out of that top 5 position he needs to be in. Now it's stage 5 of 7 now, but stages 6 and 7 are both sprint stages, meaning today is that final decisive day. And of course, positionally, Gin is our guy. We don't have what we used to have. Johnson is now our top climber. He's a 74. His resistance is a 68. So, Gin today, as a 74 with a resistance of 69, actually is just as good as Johnson is. We have technically 4 climbs, but realistically, we have 3 climbs on the day. Just a moderate, minor hill to open things, and then same. It's not steep, it's not severe, but we have that double climb, 2 category 2s, which is odd since there's actually no break in between. You're just halfway up the climb and then the other half of the climb. And then flattens out for a while before we then go into the final climb. It's not that big of climbing as the day goes. But at just 150 kilometers, you could actually see there being a pretty serious challenge on this one. And that could impact what we're doing. So for Mark, let's go ahead and set him up. I only have 6 riders here, so this is not a large event. Rainsford is definitely one of our other top climbers. Also Berwick looking pretty good today. So of our choices here, I'm thinking, Rodriguez has the resistance that the others don't have. Rodriguez, if he had the mountain rating, if he had 3 or 4 more points, he'd be easily our top GC contender every day. He was the one I was expecting, he or Johnson, to be the guys today, and it ends up being Gin. Okay, well, that's what happens when you have a team that is very, balanced. We had a couple standout guys. Well, we had 3 standout guys previously. We had Zeta, we had Tintoni. Oh, yeah, I'm already mentioning them. Tear. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Sentimental moment. I miss them so much. Anyway, Rodriguez. Who do we go to support? Is it Berwick? Berwick looks the strongest today, and then probably Johnson, right? Yeah. Though it's actually pretty close. Now, if I could, I would go grab some seconds right here. But 3 riders away. We'll see if that battle comes back a little bit. I might commit a little bit of energy to try to grab Gin 1 or 2 seconds, which would probably be that difference that puts him up. Don't crash into the cars, people. Don't crash into the cars. Strange road. We're on 2 at the moment. Alright, 3 riders. They still only have 19 seconds, 13 seconds. And it's 9K to go. So this is a time to kind of watch out for this and see what can happen. As we're seeing new attacks. Not exactly our top course here. There's too many riders away at the moment. Just ahead of us. 5K to go. Okay. They're still not going anywhere. Let's try again. He's got a tiny bit. For Mark, let's just do a 2-man thing here. Okay. Try from an 85. Let's bring Gin out. Can we go get him a couple seconds? 28 seconds, the field has sat up a little bit, but it's 2K. So for Mark, this is his energy we're burning through a little bit, but that's okay. Gin's supposed to be following, and he is. bursting through a little too much energy on his part, but we'll see. For Mark, I want you behind again on this. Okay, I think we just did it. He's got 34 points. I think he might have pulled that off. I have no interest in these guys actually being in the break, and of course the field instantly brings us all back, but there you go. Did we manage to do it? We did. 3 seconds for Ginn. For Mark, ended up third. Silva second. That was really close between all three of them. Alright, well, there was 3 seconds for Ginn. Now, in terms of the GC, where was he in all of that? Well, 3 seconds moves him to 4th place currently. So now, realistically, all we need to do is survive the climb. Easier said than done for somebody who is a 73 base climber on a climbing stage. So here's to hoping. He should recover from this, as it was very little effort and it's very early in the stage. I don't think anything's going to be crazy here at the beginning of this one. When we get to the top, somebody's going to need to go grab water, probably a Rodriguez type thing. Okay, coming up on the top, so go ahead and head back, grab that. Small Peloton. This is not a big race. One, there's only 6 riders per team. That keeps the numbers down, but this is just not that big of a field compared to what we're used to. So, eight-man break, 2.5 minutes. One guy caught in no man's land. Not worried about the seconds on this one. Gap's definitely too far out. But here we go. Fully recovered. It looks like for Mark spent a little bit of extra energy. He's down about 2% overall from chasing those seconds down, but I'll take it. I'll take it. And here we go. The penultimate climb. We have 16 kilometers to go. So these are 16-kilometer climbs. They're not very steep. I mean, we're not even over 3 right now. There. Just breaking 3, getting down to 2. So it's still flat rating through a lot of it. Got up to 7 there for a moment. And we're starting to see a little slipping. Don't want to slip too far. It's a small Peloton. You can go right out the back quite quickly. In fact, somebody's already been dropped.
They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
All right, halfway through. Still 14K to go on the next part. So really, it's like a 30-kilometer climb that we're on, but it's longer than the other one. The last climb is definitely steeper than this first little double climb is, though. And we're definitely seeing a little bit of pain and suffering in the legs, but they'll recover from that. It's a pretty long flat section. Only 2 riders left in the break. 1.5 minutes to those guys. Not worried about KOM points, so nothing doing there. Seeing the next attack, 2 riders getting away. And there we go, over the top. Rodriguez, get water. That'll be the last time. I like the spacing on these climbs, allowing us to get that water and not have it be such a problem like it's been in certain recent races.
Several riders are literally disintegrating due to the rhythm imposed by the pack.
Okay, a little bit of yo-yoing. Nice long flat bridge here. So it's hard to get this held just where you want it. It's a giant lake from the looks of it. So a giant bridge over a large lake is an odd one, but okay. Got to be a river, right? Otherwise, you just drive around the thing.
Peloton has significantly increased its speed.
Alright, so 2 riders, 40 seconds now. The 1 rider out the back is definitely not coming back, but that's all that's been dropped so far. Now, for Mark, not fully recovered. Rainsford, Rodriguez, not fully recovered. If we're lucky, there's going to be other riders in the field that are not quite as capable climbers. I definitely brought a climbing team other than for Mark to this one. He's here. Well, A, he won a stage already. That was nice start to the season. But B, he's here because of his reputation. We're bringing him to all the sponsor events. He's just going to be at Domestique most of the time, except for on days where he's going to compete for stage wins. Or if it's a punchy classic, and then it's his day. 20k to go, and we're starting to go uphill slightly. It's 1.7 right now, so it's not bad yet. 2.6. We definitely need to pick up the pace because we don't want to slip back on this one. Breakaway's over with. This is the kind of day you kind of want to have a train, but my climbers aren't that strong, so going train too early this far out could be pretty damaging to our chances overall. But we might switch to a train some way up the climb. Already starting to see a little fatigue in all of these guys, so yeah, we're right at the front, which is nice. Ineos not setting that crazy of a tempo. 15k to go now. We're going to have to start gelling up here pretty soon. Ineos starting to pick up the pace a little bit. 13k to go. Still trying to conserve energy as best we can without slipping back. We want to go kind of just to that limit. Okay, Vermark, first one to gel up. No surprise on that. Rodriguez, pretty soon he'll be gelling up. Let's go ahead and do so now. Rainsford, a moment later, 10k to go now. For Mark, gel kicks in a little late. He's going to run out of energy and fade a little sooner than I wanted him to. There we go. Rodriguez, his kicks in just in time. Rainsford, even he's a little late. And here comes the first attack of the day. It's Nielsen Palace. He's only a minute down. If he can go off and win this thing, it's 7k. But I certainly don't have the climbers to counter his attack. Alright, time to recycle some guys. Berwick, you're going to take over protection duty on Ginn. Rainsford, Johnson, don't slip back, buddy. We're seeing the first big attack. This is our four-man group that we need to now set up. Nope, Rainsford's going back too. Okay. Let's set these guys up for at least some success on this climb. Rainsford as well. Okay, three-man group it is. Okay, set to about a 90 here. Again, you're going to follow Berwick. Johnson, you're right there. Go ahead and get into the middle. And Berwick, you're going to start gel up and start this chase so we don't slip back, because this is it, guys. We're already down to 4.5k to go. Didn't realize we were this close to the end, so let's get Johnson ready. One rider clear, down to 24 in the group. And Berwick is done. 3k to go. Again, it's not going to last long like this, though. We're going to have to go slower with Johnson. 2.5k to go. And Johnson is done. Down to just Ginn, and he can't take off from here. Two riders ahead. So realistically, Alaphilippe Dunbar, you know what? What we need right now is Johnson to just keep pushing and Ginn stay tucked in a little bit longer. Okay, we're now riding ourselves into a battle for fourth place, which is enough. A battle for fourth with a group of 5. There's only 3 competitors now for that fourth place. We've been reached. 700 meters. Ginn is going to go soon. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. There's our 4th, 5th place right there. We're battling for 6th now. 6th on the stage. That's a good position. All he needs is to have a little gap to one of those 2 ahead of him, and he'll still be in the top 5. It's close. Plus, he gained those 3 seconds. Pogacar claims the win easily ahead of Nielsen Palace, the 2 strongest climbers by far. Mikkel Bjerg to be in 3 is a little bit of a surprise, but as he gets older, maybe he's developed more than just time trialing. Gorka Izaguirre got 4th. That's kind of a sign. Also surprising that Alaphilippe or Ben O'Connor weren't a little higher higher up the order, Gegenhardt. Froome's getting pretty old in game now. I mean, even in real life. But we are quite a few seasons in now. We're going to start to see a little changing of the guard, I think, this season. We're going to see some young riders not just go, oh, look, there's someone new and different. Like one rider in the top 10. No, I think we're going to start seeing 3 or 4, 5 riders in the top 10 being different names than what we're used to seeing.
And here are a few of the key moments.
And a few names are going to fade. Like Chris Froome's. Maybe Alaphilippe's. I don't know. 10 seconds is what Ginn lost. He gets the front of a whole group, though. Berwick was definitely not with Ginn at the finish, so unlucky on that part. Doesn't matter. Point is, he's got to be top 5, and he's got a real shot at it. He loses 7 seconds overall to these two, so all he needed was a 7-second or 8-second gap to either of them, and he'll still be in the top 5. And we don't know how far back these guys were in the GC compared to Ginn, but I would imagine they probably weren't far back at all, especially Björk. So, moment of truth, 4th place. All right. Pogačar leading the race, Björk 2nd, Palace 3rd, and Denny Ginn 2 seconds ahead of Julian Alaphilippe. So the difference between 4th and 5th was the 3 seconds we gained early on this stage. Not that 4th and 5th matters, but those seconds counted. He ends up ahead of both guys. In fact, one of them is even a no-show in the top 16 at all. Rengifo moves into 6th place. Kind of a similar rider to Denny Ginn. But there you go. So we have secured our first sponsor objective of the year. Despite not having any great climbers, we've got enough of team support where we're going to do a lot more than what our ratings suggest we should do. Take any one rider and go, oh, they're a 72 or 73, 74. And you can kind of simply go, yeah, they're not going to do much. But when they have a whole team surrounding them of like-minded, low 70s mountain rating kind of guys, one sacrificing for the other, sacrificing for the other, sacrificing for the other, is going to get us further and deeper into climbs. Likewise with the sprint, a bunch of guys in the low to mid 70s working together with a proper lead-out train is going to do better. Doesn't mean we're going to win a lot, but it means we're going to compete a lot. So top 5s are very much within our grasp. We have gained an invite to the Ciclista Catalunya and the Amstel Gold Race, so we are picking those up one by one. Not getting a lot of those World Tour invites, but we're getting more than I expected. And we already opened our slate. We'll see how the new day is with our first sponsor objective being a success. Oh, it's not done yet. We still have 2 days to quick sim through, but he is in 4th place. No reason for that to go down. Keaton Groves has won multiple stages. Wow, look at that. The Australian 25-year-old rider. It is a real rider, but we're about 5 years into the game, so he was 20 when this started, give or take. Now at 25, he has got an 82 sprint and 82 acceleration. So it is not by chance that he is winning these. It is on skill that he is winning multiple stages of this race. Into February now. No sign of anyone leveling up at the turn of the month. And here we go, stage 7, still in 4th place. Oh, and he slips to 5th as Alaphilippe picked up a few seconds. Picked up 4 seconds. Good thing we had the bonus seconds. Now they ended up having 0 impact. It was down to the climb itself. But there it is, Denny Ginn, 5th place. Our first objective is secure. Now we'll push forward that single day and find out where are we on the sponsor confidence. Trending the right direction as we got through that first one successfully. Results, nothing noteworthy yet, but we have this. We picked up a stage win in there as well. This is that big part. Kevin Vermark, this is why we paid him what we paid him and why we're keeping him. He'll get the occasional win, which he did. But more importantly, he's going to give us 6 pluses at almost every sponsored event of the year. This is going to be very high. This should be very high. And in time, actually, there you go already. Zach Johnson has started to pick up a little bit of a reputation already. So very quickly, he's picking that up. We'll see, what is he up to now, Mr. Johnson? And he is bound to be the highest of the year of the 3 Australians, even though he's only a 70 rating. He should develop. He's already our best climber. He's still an unknown, actually. But he will be known. He will. We'll get him there. Really good start to one of our unimportant races that I'm not going to partake in through QuickSim and choosing the right riders to go to that race. We have 2 races going on at the same time, so we had to fill the gap. So a lot of good riders were selected for races. And anyway, good strong performance, a 28-second team time trial victory on the 37-kilometer opening stage in Valenciana. Not as strong in the mountains, we lost some time, but still an excellent result as Denny Ginn gets onto the podium for 2nd overall behind Warren Barguil in the Valenciana race by the end of the 5 stages. Meanwhile, in the Herald Sun Tour, Michael Garrison grabs a top 10 of his own, so not a bad result for us. There's certainly some stronger riders out there, and this one was not quite as strong of a team than we had for the other race. But again, top 10. And for Michael Garrison, of all riders, is pretty good. 22-year-old time trialist who's just a 72, 73 in that discipline. Very much a balanced rider, a little bit of everything, but you wouldn't expect a top 10. All right, so I'm on to the Tour of Colombia. And until I get the riders out and going, I'm not going to know much about them. So, okay, there you go. Rainsford takes off. He's a 70 on his time trial today, but at 14 kilometers, it's actually going to use more prologue than time trial by a small margin. It's almost a 50-50 split, but not quite. So Rainsford, we definitely don't want on the front for long. Moreno, yes. Moreno, we do want spending some time, but not a ton of time. Ginn, yes, please. You're going to spend a lot of time. Killen is going to spend a good amount of time. Barta with a minus. Barta and Rodriguez. How has it been the last 2 or 3 individual and or team time trials that I've had dating back into last season that my 2 strongest guys in the discipline have had major negative race day conditions? That sucks. That really sucks. I'm still going to burn through them. For Mark, not a good time trialist. I'm going to have him just sit onto the back. And Rodriguez, yeah, that hurts. He would be fantastic otherwise. All right, so here we go. Rainsford, that's going to be his one and only turn. I'm going to have him just sit onto the back for now. And we'll attack this thing out at full 99s to the finish. Can we get a result out of these guys? So Rainsford for Mark at the back. 5 riders going full bore otherwise. Again, putting in a really nice turn right now. It's going to tire him out. I really don't care about who or what. Our sponsor objective for this Tour of Colombia is a stage win. And today was actually the day that I was kind of banking on there being a shot at claiming the stage victory because of the stronger time trialing of a couple of my guys. And Rodriguez was the one I was expecting to really commit lots of time, and then this happened. We are first at the time check though, so we'll see. 10:49 at that time check. We are one of the earliest teams to set off though. In fact, only 4 teams have crossed that line so far, but we are almost a minute ahead of Ineos. And still clear of everyone at that first check, so this should be a good time. Can we keep it though? 16:05 at the finish. Quickest of all, of 6 teams anyway, at the first check. And we are a half minute clear at the finish line. Okay, still first as 2 more teams have crossed. Okay, let's go ahead and do a check-in. So Decathlon, Bora, both 11 seconds down. Arapaho, 13 seconds down. Still quickest of all 10 teams at the finish. Bora within 9 seconds at the finish line, but still quickest of all 7. Okay, that's 10 teams at the finish now. And 14 at the time check. It's weird to see Ineos at literally the bottom of those standings. Astana's the one to watch out for, and we've got them beat. Mitchelton Scott, another one to watch out for. They have not gotten to the finish yet. Can we hang on and stay ahead of them? 14 teams. Quickest of all. Still no Mitchelton Scott. There they are. Oh, 3 seconds. Holy cow, that was close. 3 seconds to the good. That's 16 teams. There's 19 here. Are there any more to come? Sunweb was just 4 seconds down, so there's the next one to watch out for. Oh, Sunweb, 1 second! 1 second ahead of Sunweb at the finish. We might do it. We might do it. There's 18 at the finish right now. We're down to the last couple teams. NTT only down in 11th. We did it! We got our stage victory on the opening stage by literally just a single second ahead of Sunweb, 3 seconds ahead of Mitchelton Scott. We start with a team time trial victory at the Tour of Colombia, already securing the result we needed right off the bat. So we are 2 for 2 from sponsor objectives to start the year, and that's the focus for the year. Okay, we're down in Continental Pro. We've had that taste of World Tour excitement and even some success at that World Tour level. So when you start piecing all of that together, we just want to get back. We just want to get back as soon as possible. So this will be a much faster season than what I've played of late. I will be in cruise mode for a really good chunk of this. There just isn't as much to do down at this level as we're reverting back to it. We're still building for the future. So this season is all about 2 things. 1, money. Getting those finances secured for the future. Getting that full evaluation, which means the sponsor objectives. And 2, just that signing period. Trying to continue that build. And it does look like we're going to have a little bit of money to play with this year. Over 40,000 freeing up. I'm going to want to re-sign some of the guys who have those expiring contracts. We did talk about this a little bit in the last episode, so I won't go on too long with it. For Mark and Rainsford, the ones who lost time, yes. Not that it matters. I will quick sim the rest of the event now and then head on to our next sponsor objective. There's the 1-day result, but we don't get until the end of the race. The actual, it will kind of reset and go back down. But there you go. We've already earned that victory, so there's nothing left to do here, realistically. We just try to keep our position as best we can. Of course, sprinters will come along, pick up 10 seconds, and that's going to happen. That's going to bump us off the race lead. We do have our next objective right away. It is also a stage win, and we're only going to get 2 opportunities. It's only a single star, but the Tour of Colombia was only a half star, so it's not like that's going to make a big difference either. But that's where we'll be kicking off our next episode, is with our third objective of the year, Murcia. So we have a sprint stage and then a mountain stage that, if you can get over that mountain, it's more of a punchy finish. But that's pretty hefty climbs. That's 8K. So that's about 10K. So that's about 18 kilometers of climbing with just a small break in the middle. Yeah, that's and it's pretty steep. So definitely a mountain stage. There will not be many riders left. It'll come back together some through this area. You'll group up a bit, but I don't expect my guys will still be around for that one. Meaning we're looking at a sprint, and based on the riders that are at the Columbia race, we're probably looking at, Elvis Machado, Moratoglu, German. Johnson's there at least, but Berwick, Lopez, and then Granigan. So the 4 sprinters are there. So we'll be opening next time with a sprint stage, kind of a one-shot only, with a group of sprinters who probably still aren't quite there yet. They're still level or two away from really starting to be competitive in the sprints, where we were kind of just squeezing out 7th, 6th, 5th places before. I think this season we're probably looking at 3rd, 4th, 5th more consistently, with the occasional win instead of it being the occasional 3rd, 4th, 5th. Those top 2 guys, Alves Machado and Moratoglu, have both improved. They both leveled up late last season. So we'll see if they are that much better off, but I think they're still a little short of where they need to be. There's a lot of high 70s, low 80s sprinters out there. That does it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.